Hello, this is Ernie, and I'm the Web Technologies Librarian at Paul Sawyer Public Library. And this week for Tech Tuesday, I'm going to demonstrate an app that I use a lot. It's called Discogs, and it's actually an app that you can use to catalog all your vinyl records in your collection, as well as create like a want list of records that you're looking for. And it can actually connect you to people that have that record, and you can actually buy it directly from the person that has the actual record in question. Mainly I use it to catalog, which it's just nice to have something you can look at that shows you everything that you own. So if you see the last icon on the screen here, it's Discogs, and it's just a black vinyl record, and you can find that in the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Just search for Discogs and download the app. So once you open it up and you create an account and everything, this is going to be the main screen you see here. It just kind of has news about new releases in music and kind of showing you the newer albums that people are adding to the app. But if you go down to the bottom, that's where you can set up your own personal collection. So to the left of the search bar is the collection tab, and that will actually just show you everything that you've scanned and added to the app. This is nice, so if you're out looking for records, like through used records, bins at stores and things like that, you can kind of look and see if you actually have already bought a copy of something, which kind of helps because sometimes you may double up on something that you're not sure that you have. So if you go back to the search tab, this is where you can start adding records. So once you get your big stack of records, you want to start adding them, you can just tap in the search bar at the top. So you can actually just type in the album or the artist that you're looking for, and it'll kind of bring up that from what you've typed in. But the problem with this and with vinyl records in general is that there's sometimes just so many different versions of an album that you'll have to do a little bit of investigation to make sure what version it is that you have. So sometimes you might even have to look at the wax on the actual record itself. That'll have identifying marks to kind of tell you what version, what pressing plan it is that you have. And sometimes that can be kind of fun just to see exactly what you got. But if it has a barcode, you can actually just scan the barcode, and that makes everything kind of a lot easier. So to the right side of that search bar box there is a barcode in a little square. And if you tap that, then if your album has a barcode, you can actually just use the camera to scan the barcode, and it will go ahead and do a search. So as you can see, like just this, even with the barcode, it's given me several different versions of Milo Goes to College. And so you're just going to want to kind of look through and see which one is the one that you have. So I already know that it's this second one here, the 2010 remastered one. But if you thought that you had, say this one, you could tap here. And if you go to the notes section, it will kind of tell you what the album looks like or what it has. So sometimes you'll have to look at dates that it was released, things like that, just to kind of make sure which version it is that you have. So once you started adding those to your collection, like I said, if you go to the collection tab, it will then have that in your collection for you to know whether or not you have it. So the other thing is the want list down here at the bottom to the left, and that's where you just look for albums that you are interested in having. And as you can see, like for instance, under Blueberry Boat here, it has how many people on this same app have cataloged and said they're willing to sell it and how much they're willing to sell it for. So I'm not paying $133 for that, but it's just nice to have there that, hey, I would like to buy that maybe at some point for less than $133. But mainly that's what I use this app for, is just to keep track of all the items that I have and kind of just see big picture of what I have sitting on my shelf. And sometimes when you buy a new record, it's fun to just go and add it in along with your other ones. So a couple other things here next down at the bottom in the menu next to the search bar is My Discogs, and that just kind of shows you an overview of your collection, what you have. So like it estimates my record collection is worth a few $1,000s, and I highly doubt that, but makes you feel good that maybe it is. And it says 155, so that's how many that I've actually got cataloged into the app at this point. And then it also has your want list there. So this is just kind of a quick overview of your account profile. And then the next one is just this vinyl hub, and what it does is it can kind of show you record shops in your area that have basically put themselves on the app as a place to go get records. I have already just went to Lexington and went to the one that I usually use, which is Pops, which is just place that's been around here forever, and it's just a nice place for records, and they're good people. So kind of a good place just to look around for record shops if you're somewhere on vacation or you're taking a trip, something like that. You can kind of see where some used record stores are, because it's always kind of fun to go look when you are out somewhere. So that's the very basic overview of the app. It's pretty specific, just for people that kind of like to collect records. But if you just have some records sitting around, still nice to kind of put in there and have a look at what you have. And if you're wanting to get rid of them, you can actually get on there and then, set prices for them and see if somebody will contact you on the app to try and buy it from you. So that's a quick overview of the Discogs app, and I hope that somebody will find it useful, and happy cataloging. Thanks.